Hi. I mix in here often. It's a noisy room. There's a lot of hard surfaces, so it's not the best room to mix in. They won't like me saying that. First question. Go on then. What's the question? Oh, do you want me to introduce it? Oh. I don't prepare speeches because they always kind of not good. Because I have to remember things. I couldn't remember a line if I was a bloody actor, so my hat always goes off to actors. So, I think you all know about this film. There's been enough press about it. And there's enough press about what I did to who and to when and to God knows what else. So I think we should get past that because you probably want to see the goddamn movie, okay? But it's a good movie. Actually, it's a special movie. I think you'd be quite surprised. Not just talking heads. It's not a historic view of what happened. Probably quite a few people in the room would be very aware of what happened in 1972 when John Paul Getty had his grandson kidnapped. Most of you know about that, right? And at the time, it was the time of, it was kind of the fashion at the time in Italy, just actually kidnap people, cut their feet off and send their foot to mum and say, give us some money or you're in trouble. But in this time, they cornered, and at that moment, the man was perceived as the wealthiest man in the world, which I think he was. I think John Paul Getty is much misunderstood because anybody who is that wealthy is bound to become that private, because when you're that wealthy, it's very difficult to have friends. And I don't know that because I'm not that wealthy, so I've got lots of friends. But I know a lot of very wealthy people who do have that trait because they think everyone's after their money. But Getty, above all things, I think was very private and had the balls of what I'd say a mountain goat. Because, anyone know what the balls of a mountain goat look like? But the courage that you have to do to be in Saudi or wherever it was in Kuwait or wherever the oil place was that he first went to buy a lot of land on the base that he thought underneath that was oil. I think it was 1958, so he was so far ahead of the game. So right there you got a very smart man who then turned a lot of his wealth into art, and the art eventually, the general public would actually benefit from the art in the museums and what have you. And a lot of his wealth was actually then administered by the family and given into all kinds of trusts and to help people. So whatever you see here, the appearance of the man as who he is and who he is seen is, I think, pretty accurate. But underneath it all, if you look very carefully, you'll see there's an emotional aspect to who John Paul Getty was. I hope you enjoy it. I just made that up,